How are you feeling about your goals this year? Are you really clear on your most important goal? If I ask you, what is your most important goal right now? How how quickly does the answer spring to mind? Are you like, is it my health goal? Is it my income goal? Or is it my maybe relationships? That's important too. Or this other thing I said I was gonna do, that's also important. How do I decide? Yeah. I mean, maybe you felt like this before, or maybe you're feeling like this right now. We've all had those moments. If your goal is still a little fuzzy, or you have multiple goals, because most of us do. I have multiple goals for the year. And if you're a go-getter, high-performing individual who sets goals and achieves goals, you likely have multiple goals. So when I ask you, this is the tip, by the way, to be able to clearly state your most important goal and to be specific. Can you do it? The tricky part of this is it's really difficult to say that, for instance, I have 3 categories for my goals: financial success, radiant health, and loving life is kind of what I'm calling it, because it's relationships, it's travel, it's a lot of things in that other column. But I know exactly which is my most important goal at any given time. Because I'm not going to say that financial success is more important than my relationships, or that my relationships are more important than my health, or anything is necessarily more important than something else. I want to achieve all these goals, of course, and I will. So, how do you know exactly which one to put your focus on in a given time? That's part of the challenge. This is something that I'm constantly working with people on. And it's something that I've had to learn how to do myself, because I like working on a lot of different things. I like a lot of variety, and that can be a real challenge for me. Can you relate? So, when I ask you, what is your most important goal for right now? What pops up? It's contextual. And it needs to be. So one of the ways you can manage this, because you cannot focus on all these goals at the same time and do a good job at any of them. So one of the ways that you can focus on all of them is to focus on them at different times. You have to be able to compartmentalize or separate them out and focus on them I'm going to focus on this for a very specific amount of time. And then I'm going to move to this one. I'm going to focus on this for a very specific amount of time. And then I'm going to do this one, so that they're all getting attention, but not all at the same time. So this is why I say it's kind of contextual. However, it's a good idea to rank your goals, so that anytime you're feeling unclear with what to do with the next 20 minutes of your time, or what should I be focusing on for the next 2 weeks, that you have that one overriding one. Because a lot of our goals, what we really want is the success that comes from achieving the goal, right? And so there's this cascading effect. When you achieve this goal, let's say it's a nice high revenue goal, it's a big stretch for you, and it's very exciting. And that's going to allow you to hire some more people in your business. It's going to allow you to do some different marketing campaigns. It's going to allow you to bring out that next iteration of your product or service. So that it's going to allow you to afford that vacation and take your partner somewhere you've been promising, or your kids. So that's sort of the cascading effect, right? So I'm not necessarily suggesting that financial success is more important than anything else, but you have to decide which one. If your health has been your biggest challenge and you need enough energy to be able to make the sales calls and to be able to go on the dates with your partner, then maybe health needs to be your number one goal. That is up to you. And again, you want to be able to compartmentalize and say, this is the most important thing right now, this is the most important thing right now, and this is the most important thing right now. Different times. So one way you can do this is by focusing on one main goal for a few months at a time. So a quarter, January, February, March, maybe that's when you're really focusing on hitting that big revenue number, getting those habits, that foundation set. Then you want to focus on the next thing and the next thing. In the meantime, on the weekends, you're you're still expecting yourself to do all these other things with health and relationships or whatever. But when I ask you which is the most important goal for you, you need to be able to state it confidently, clearly, and specifically. Why does it need to be specific? Well, you already know the answer to this, but I guess I'll indulge you if you're curious. Because if it's fuzzy, one of my mentors, he used this example early on. He said, well, if you want more, as an example of goal achieving, you want more money. Okay, more money. And he would flip you a quarter and he'd say, great, there you go. And you're like, well, that's a quarter isn't exactly what I had in mind, right? You need to be able to state, if we stick with this financial example, the specific number that you're going after. If it is, and then we can talk about how we're going to achieve the goal, because the goal itself will not change, but your plans and how you go about achieving the goal will probably change over the course of the year, because things change. You know, I was just looking at some social media stuff earlier today, and in the past few years, social media has changed drastically. So like if I had said, oh, I'm going to use what's something that's not around anymore? I don't know. You get where I'm going with this. I'm going to use this platform to do this, and then everything changes. That's so annoying. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by getting too attached to how you're going to achieve the goal. Be able to set the goal, what you're going to achieve, and the how is more the plans. So if you have a little bit of work to do on this, you are not alone. Oh my goodness. Don't feel like you're the only one that doesn't have this all buttoned up and finalized and has been hitting the ground running since Monday. No. If that's you, you're in a small percentage of achievers, my friend. Good job. And I would love it if everybody was like this, because I feel like that's how we're all supposed to be. But that's not reality. I mean, half of us are still struggling to get out of bed because our routines are off for a couple of weeks, right? So it's okay. If your goals don't feel finalized right now, I can help you. If you feel like you've already set your goals, but you want a little validation, great, I can help you. If you want to break things down, figure out how you're going to achieve that most important goal, great, I can help you. Because the party this Sunday is going to do all of these things. It's going to be very exciting. So it is Sunday. I know that's not going to be ideal for everybody, although I think the weather here is going to be sort of crappy, so it's going to be perfect. Sunday afternoon, get your goals, grab a drink, invite a friend, grab a snack, and we're going to just break down your most important goal into action steps so that you gain the clarity, so you don't have that loss of focus, the loss of energy, time, and money that would be happening otherwise. You know what I'm talking about. So the party is this Sunday, and there will be a replay. There's also a worksheet. You want to sign up for it. And if you can't make it Sunday, I totally understand, but please do put this tip into use either way. Be able to state your most important goal for right now with specifics, being very specific. Does that make sense? So be able to state clearly, specifically, your most important goal right now. Awesome. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you on Sunday. Sign up.